G'day, welcome back to another episode of Togl. Well, I've got the veggie patch, the first veggie patch finished behind me there, and it looks pretty good. Let's go have a look. So because of the slope of the ground, it's obviously higher at one end than the other, but that makes the dirt pretty level. And then I've just used a couple of the offcuts to give it a bit of a live edge on top there. That's more for decoration than anything else. But now it's time to get that filled. So what I want to do is put a layer of logs and branches and leaves in there, and then I'll put some dirt in. Then I'm going to get all of the sawdust and bark and stuff that's been up beside the timber mill. I'm going to dump all of that in as a layer, and then I'll put another layer of dirt. This is the red dirt, both those layers, and then finally there'll be like, you know, 6 to 8 inches of the nice black soil on the top. So it's going to take a few hours to put that through. And the dirt is actually over behind that tree line where I need to go get it. So I've basically got to go right up over the back, up past the timber mill, across the bridge, through and over into the back there to get the dirt, and just basically ferry that backwards and forwards to fill this up. So thank God I've got the tractor. That'll make life a little bit easier. And we've already got the piles of dirt over there from where the road was cut. So yeah, let's get stuck into that and we'll get that sorted. And another 50 or so runs like that and I'll be able to get this full. Let me show you these logs that I've got in here. So you can see I filled this up with logs and wood offcuts and bits and pieces, and that just helps with the soil microbes and everything to get going as it rots and decomposes deep in the soil. Well, best I keep going. Well, back up on the block. Now, the other day, we didn't do much filming because basically Kay and I were going hell for leather trying to get at least half of the veggie patch full so that we could get some seeds planted. And this is what we got up to. So this first half we managed to get full, and we now have lots of we've got carrots and turnips and beetroot and everything all growing in this section here. So what we got to is, you'd seen that I'd thrown the logs and branches in. What you have here now is there is a layer of bark, fairly thick bark, and then I've got a layer of sawdust on top, and then we'll just fill up this last bit purely with the nice dark soil, because we're getting that dark soil down fairly easy. The way that we were doing it was actually using the tractor to put the soil into the back of the car, and then driving the car back down and emptying the dirt into the back. Now the good news is that because it's been a little bit drier, we're actually able to drive across the bridge finally, which has been fantastic. It's a little bit boggy still, but we're managing to get through. So it means that what we're going to do now is we're going to, in a couple of minutes, we'll drive the tractor up and the car up, we'll load up with the dirt, come down, shovel it in. And I think last time we did did we do 2 or 3 loads? 2 loads, so 2 ute loads filled that up. So I reckon 2.5 will fill this side up, because this side's just a little bit deeper. So we'll get that filled up. Right now though, Kay's just digging up some of the weeds in the back there, digging out some of the grass, I should say, in one of the existing beds where we had the potatoes last year. We're going to put some sweet potatoes in there right beside the existing potatoes. So we'll just get that grass out, get those sweet potatoes put in, because they grow out like a big vine and creep around. Then we'll go up and get the soil, get this filled up. There's several things we're going to get done up here today, time permitting, so best we get cracking onto it. We've just managed to get all the grass out of this area. This was just solid turf. So we've got all that out now, and then we'll plant the 3, 1, 2, 3, see how they go. So there's just 3 different varieties of sweet potato.
That one's there, the normal variety that we usually buy. The next one's the one with the purple centre. Hawaiian sunshine.
Done. So, yeah. To the next task. Okay, time for an update on the bees. As you can probably see there's a lot of activity, which is really good. It's been 8 days. I've been up here a couple of times and fed them with the sugar water. I've got more sugar water that I'm going to give them today, but just been giving them heaps of sugar water. The weather's nice and warm. For a few days it was very wet and very rainy. They wouldn't have been able to get out and do anything, so that I definitely made sure I kept the sugar water up to them then. But it's been 2 days since I've been up here now, and so they're definitely going to want more sugar water. But seeing so much activity is fantastic, so I'll show you inside and we'll see how much comb they've created in the last week. We'll have a bit more of an inspection this time. All right, let's have a look in there. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 bars there with nothing on it, and then all the bees start on this one. I'll just check from the other end. I've got a separator bar there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, and it's 12 bars on that side. So they do have lots of space to expand, which is they're going to need. But it basically means we've got then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars where they should be producing comb. So we'll start to look at them. And they're definitely out of sugar water. I'll give them some of that to calm them down. I still don't want to use smoke yet. I don't want to upset them that much yet. Let's start that. You can see all the bees hanging there. That's them getting ready to make comb. If I lift up this next one, you may just see brand new comb being made right there. If I was to go in just a little bit deeper, the comb should be even bigger. Not on that one. Or on that one. So they're only just starting to make comb. So I need to let them just do their thing. So I'll let them calm down for a minute. And then we'll get them all put back. Okay, so they are making comb in there. They've just started. They had that piece about that long. That's good. From now on they should start really get going. There's quite a good population in there. They're very active. So we'll come back. I'll probably give them water every second or third day, the sugar syrup I should say. And we'll see how they're going in another week's time. But they're definitely going to survive. I think they're going great. Okay, he's going to take the car over while I get the tractor ready. What a girl. Great work, Kay. Great work. Alright, I better get the tractor up there and meet her. So this is where we're digging out the really nice dark soil. So it's more of this darker colour. And we don't have to go down too far and we end up striking this reddish gravel. And this is what we're hoping to use for our road base. And that's about that deep underground. So we've got this much of the nice soil, and then we get into that gravel. So to get to that gravel for the road, we're going to take all this dirt, this topsoil off anyway. So we'll take this topsoil off, we'll use it down our veggie patch. So Kay's just pulling the tonneau cover off the ute. I'm going to start scraping this dirt up. We'll fill up the ute, we'll take it down and start filling up the raised veggie patch. Right, so it didn't take too long to fill that up, and I'm not sure if you can see from there, so I'm just going to grab some. So this is the nice dark soil we're taking off the top, but you can see just down here I went just a little bit too deep, and that's all of the gravel. So that's our dark soil that we want off the top, that's our sandy gravel. And difference in here, how gritty that is, that's what we're hoping to use as our road base. So yeah, I can only go that deep over this area here and get the soil. So we'll get this down and start loading it up into the veggie patch. Back up. Just the bucket up. That's enough, yep. Good work. So as you saw there, as Kay came in, the front left wheel went off one of the planks a little bit because they're getting quite slippery. We've been backwards and forwards a couple of times now. Slipped off enough and the bucket was down a bit low. The bucket caught. She kept it calm. I gave her a few instructions. She's backed up, lifted the bucket, went forward. She got across there. So she's doing really well at, you know, getting used to this sort of stuff. She's way out of the element for her. Kay's not used to doing stuff like this, so she's doing really well to do that. And now we're just going to park the tractor, go back, unload the next load of dirt, and then we've got a couple other little things to do, and then we'll call it a day. All right, well, 2 ute loads and we're almost full. We had this bed here full, sorry about my shadow, right to the edge, and you can see over the last week with the rain it's sunk about 1 inch. So yeah, we probably need a good several inches of dirt still in there, but that's going to happen another day because we're just going to water up and clean up and then head home, I think. But I thought I'd quickly show you around the veggies and the fruit trees as well, and just show you how things are going. So our raspberries are coming along. Most of them are coming along. Some of them are a little slow. You know, you got this one here that's doing really great. This one over here's only just started. So yeah, coming over here, we've got some old carrots from last year. They'll just get pulled out. We've put a new rhubarb plant in, so we're looking forward to getting some rhubarb out of that. Love rhubarb and apple crumble. And this one here has some asparagus, which I've already snipped off and eaten, but more of that will grow. But also we had the Jerusalem artichokes in here, and I think this and there, I think they're starting to come up now, so that's really good. And continuing along, this is one of our blackcurrant bushes. It's got some nice new growth on it. This is a blackcurrant with new growth as well, which is really good to see. The pepinos, I don't know if they're going to come back or not. I think they might have carked it. Same as the 2 little passion fruits, they look like they carked it that we had up here. The passion fruits we had on this side carked it as well, but we put in a green table grape, and it is just starting to bud up nicely. And down here we've got a red table grape, and you can see it is starting to bud up very nicely as well. So grapes are coming along, so that's excellent. They're the eating grapes. Coming over here we had a pomegranate. I don't think it's going to survive. This here was a gooseberry, and it's looking really good. We really need to mow in here, don't we? Feijoa's looking fine, but Feijoa's are pretty damn hardy, so I knew that one would be fine. Over here, the pink lady apple that we planted a few weeks ago has got nice growth on it. It's really good. Those leaves are opening up. These are our cherries that we planted last year, and look at this. They're starting to get little blossoms, which is really good. So all 3 of them have survived the winter and coming back really strong, so that's great. And the apricot is coming along as well. Popping on down here, the big asparagus bed from last year. No asparagus popping up over here yet. It'll come up through all that straw. The 3 sweet potatoes that we just planted, and Kay's now watering in. And then several weeks ago you saw that we planted all of the potatoes. Well, they're all coming up now. There's a lot of potato suckers coming up through there. Coming on down here, the strawberries are starting to come back after their winter. We really need to get a lot of that grass out of there. That needs a good weeding. And we've got a couple of silver beet they seem to be doing okay. You're getting a little bit chewed on, but for the most part they're doing fine. So things are looking pretty good up here, and a few of the other trees that we've got around the place are doing well too. We're just going to pack up now, as I said, and then I will show you in the morning how things are going in the hothouse. Back at the house we've got all of our seeds that Kay's been diligently planting. I gave him a bit of a hand, but it's mainly all Kay's work there as to what's getting planted. We've got seedlings coming up everywhere, so I'll show you that in the morning. Well, as promised, we're back down here at the rental, and I thought I would just show you what's been going on in the hothouse and with some of the other plants that we've got growing down here. Let's have a look in here. We'll start off over here. We've got, this is a raspberry. It's actually a yellow raspberry that we bought, and it's coming along well. And another rhubarb plant. We've got one up the block and one down here. These two and those two, they're our finger limes. So they're doing really well, and they'll get put onto the block later on. Now coming into here, check this out. We've got, Kay's got some cucumbers, lemon balm. The little cherry tomatoes haven't started coming up yet, but these are called a blueberry cherry tomato, and they're coming up. Up here we've got a few other plants that are coming along, but look here, we've got brown onions, red onions, spring onions and leeks all coming up. Brussels sprouts, broccoli romanesco, normal green broccoli, mini cabbages, Kent pumpkins, they're all come up well. Here we've got globe artichokes and cayenne chili peppers, but they haven't come yet. They might need a warmer temperature. And over this side, what have we got here? All of our capsicums as well. They haven't sprouted. So again, they're sort of the same family. Maybe they just need that hotter temperature. We've got some lemon seeds in there. We're not sure what's going to happen with them. But here we have watermelons and rock melons, and they're coming along well too. These are some of the passion fruits that Kay grew from seed coming on from last year, and we'll get some of them up onto the block, and some apples that Kay grew from seed that are getting quite tall, so we'll get them transplanted to the block this summer as well. We are trying to grow some pears from seed, don't know whether they'll come up. And down here we've got baby cos lettuce and iceberg lettuce. Beefsteak tomatoes not up yet. Now we do know, by the way, with the pears and with these apples and that just growing from seed doesn't always grow true to form, but we'll see how we go. Can't hurt, doesn't cost anything. We've got strawberries under there that are coming along into flower. Our silver beet up here is doing fantastic, so we've been harvesting off of that. We've got some little chilies up there that are doing all right, and here these are strikings that I'm trying to grow from cuttings. We've got the apricot, the plum and the nectarine trees down the back, so we've taken some cuttings and we're going to try and grow them. They're sort of, I'm not 100% sure whether they're going or not. I think they're just dying slowly, to be honest. And then just a few other plants that we've got around here. So yeah, that's what we've got growing, and all of that will end up being transplanted up to those raised garden beds and whatnot, and put up around the block, and hopefully we'll have a good season. So we'll see where we go from there. Well, here's an interesting update, and yeah, it's really bright. It's a beautiful warm day. I just came down to pop some scraps into the compost and realized that over here where I've got a beehive sitting, I've had that hive sitting there empty now for since last summer actually, but now that it's started to get warmer, I've been putting lemongrass oil around the entrance. Apparently lemongrass oil it's got the same smell as the pheromone that drone bees will mark a potential site. So what happens is when the bees are going to swarm, the drones will fly out looking for suitable spaces to set up a new home. They mark it with a pheromone, and then they go back and they find the swarm and they say, hey guys, come, and that's how they help find their way back, is by that smell. So by putting some lemongrass on there, sometimes when the drones are out looking, they'll go, oh yeah, this is a good site, and bring the swarm. Now I've just come down and I am seeing a lot of activity around this beehive. A lot of activity. So to me that looks like a swarm is moving in. They might have moved in over the last couple of days, I don't know. But that doesn't just look like a couple of drones coming and checking it out. That's a lot of activity happening. So fingers crossed. Oh, that was a bit wobbly, wasn't it? So fingers crossed, we've got another swarm moving in. So that's fantastic. That will be the third colony that I will now have. I got that colony just last week, so, and then another one now, so fantastic. What I will do though, I just won't touch anything in there. If they've just moved in and settled down by themselves, awesome. I will give that a week or two. I'll see what's happening, and if they're moving in and out regularly, then I will start to check it out. But I definitely don't want to disturb them while they're thinking about making a home in there. Anyway, that is pretty much going to be it for this episode. Our time is up, so I hope you've enjoyed it, and as usual, and I hope you have a great weekend and a great week next week. And guys, I will see you on Friday next week with another episode. So till then, take care. Catch you then. Cheers.